Welcome to the third episode of Joyful on Purpose. My name's Megan and I'm a mom to one toddler.
And there he is.
We were supposed to be filming this while he's sleeping and he woke up when I tried to put him down in his crib. So I think I've experienced every single human emotion in the past 30 minutes. So we're working with real life today. But honestly, he might be a welcome distraction because someone did not know we were recording this on a video when she agreed to do an interview. This is my aunt, who we'll call Melissa for the sake of this video. The Lord's led me to gather and share the wisdom of the mothers around me, so that's what we're doing here. I can't wait to get started. Could you just paint a picture for us of what your life was like when you had a baby?
I was a 31-year, well, when I had a baby?
Yeah.
Okay. I was 31 years old. I had been married 9 years, and I had a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old at home. I married a man that had 2 toddlers, well, 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. But we had been married 9 years, and I was working full-time. I'm an RN, and we had a very small home in the woods.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. What was that like having a newborn with 2 teenagers?
Let me flip my little page here. It was very tiresome.
Yeah.
They were very active in sports at that time. They were active in school, and I was still working full-time. My husband was working full-time, and it was just exhausting.
Yeah.
My child did not sleep until he went to kindergarten. And so it was just exhausting. I want to read my notes here because I don't want to miss anything. We waited to have our own baby, my husband and I, because we wanted our older 2 boys to have their childhood before we had one together. We didn't want any jealousy about us having our baby together. And so we let them have their childhood, and then we didn't think about how hard it was going to be having 2 teenagers in the house with a newborn, because teenagers have their own problems.
You're right.
And need their own attention. We can take a break if we need to, but he just got another nugget. We tried to facilitate bonding between the boys, and it worked sometimes. Our middle boy loved the newborn. He took him under his wing. He carried him around everywhere, and he spent a lot of time with him. The older one didn't want anything to do with him. You're not going to leave him with me. I'm not going to do anything. This ain't my baby. We had Robbie's mom to help with the teenagers.
Yeah.
And she filled in the gap when we couldn't be there for them.
Something you and I have talked about a lot, especially since I struggled with sleep deprivation, my own son, is just how difficult your lack of sleep was. So could you just tell us a little bit more about what that was like?
I've never been a good sleeper myself, and we can stop. Let's take a break.
All right. You want to get down? Where were we?
Where were we?
You were telling me more about your sleep deprivation.
Yes, I've never been a good sleeper myself, and I have always been a night shift nurse because I sleep good during the day. The problem was when you have a baby that doesn't sleep at night, they don't sleep during the day either. And so I was not able to sleep at all. I was working labor and delivery, and I worked days then. But I only did 3 days a week. And so on the days that I was off, I was able to sleep when he slept. And that's the only thing that saved me. The days that I had to work, I drank a lot of coffee. I said a lot of prayers. The nights that I was up with him, I was just so very thankful that I had the time with him. I used that gratitude to help me get through it.
I've often thought that it seems like moms who work tend to enjoy their time with their baby more, because it does feel more scarce, I guess, or, you know, you're just thankful to be there.
Yes.
Like it's different in a way.
I hated leaving him. I hated leaving him, and so when I was at home with him, every moment was precious.
Right.
Even though I wanted to sleep. I love to sleep. When I was a teenager and I babysat, I was like, I will never have children. Never have children. Never have my own babies.
You knew.
Because I wanted to sleep.
Right.
And it's so funny how God laughs at our plans because he gave me a baby that did not sleep. And it's so funny how much I loved him anyway.
Right.
I loved him anyway. Despite him doing the one thing I prayed that he would not do.
Yeah, I think that's something I still struggle with, understanding why God made babies that way, because sleep is so essential to anyone's functioning.
Yes.
Much less someone who has to take care of a baby 24/7.
That's right.
So I'm a little unsure what I think about that one, but
me too.
But
We will definitely have a
Yeah.
conversation with Jesus about
right,
that
have some questions.
one day. But you sleep. You do definitely need to sleep when they sleep.
Yeah, you said he would sleep from like 6 to 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Normally. Is that right?
Yep. That was his.
Right.
That was his schedule. I could count on 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. every, and that was our time.
Yeah.
That's when we slept. But he had to be in the bed with me. And you know, I was a labor and delivery nurse. I taught you don't co-sleep.
Right.
They need to be in their crib. You put them in their crib. You let them cry it out. And I was like, Grayson was not having any of that. I tried. I couldn't do it. I would lay in the floor beside his crib, and he would cry until he vomited, and then we're changing crib sheets. That didn't work for us.
Yeah.
And so my advice for new mothers is do what works for you.
Yeah.
However your baby can sleep, however you can sleep.
Right.
I talked to the Lord a lot in those dark hours.
Right.
And I just poured out my heart. And I'm like, why are you doing this to us? I don't understand, Lord. And I had a lot of verses come to mind in those times. And I have a list of verses I want to share at the end.
What feelings did you have about working full-time as a mom? I know sometimes that can just be a struggle.
God called me to be a nurse when I was 19 years old. I did not know what I wanted to do with my life. I knew from my childhood and how hard it was and how financially strapped we were all the time that I wanted to have a financially stable adulthood.
Right.
And I did not want to be dependent on anyone. So I went to college, and God guided that path. My mom was a teacher. My older sister was a teacher. I saw their paychecks. I did like their schedule.
Yeah.
I did like how they had holidays with their families. I did like how they had their summers off. And I liked how my mama had her holidays and summers off with her children. And that's good for a mother.
Yeah.
That's a good schedule for a mother. I knew that that's not the path that I wanted or that I felt was good for me. So anyway, my advisor in college said, go take the pre-nursing. I don't want to be a nurse. That's gross. But she said, just go take the test. They only accept 40 students. And, you know, we have like 200 applicants. Just go take the test and see what happens. I got accepted. So the Lord did all of that. I think what got me through being a full-time working mother was knowing that I was a nurse first.
Yeah.
God called me to be a nurse first. And so I was already established as that.
Right.
And God has never wavered from that. I have wavered. I have doubted. But God never has. And I have tried to quit. I have tried to get away from that. I have tried to veer off that path, and He has never allowed it.
Right.
So it was not financially feasible for me to quit my job. I wanted to, and I got resentful, and I wanted to be at home with my baby.
Yeah.
But I feel like what finally broke, and I didn't remember this until I was answering these questions for you, but what finally broke and got into my heart was one day Robbie sat me down and he said, I know you don't care if you and Grayson go live in a tent so you can be home with him. He said, but what about Cody and Jordan? What about them getting cars? What about them going to the prom? What about them living in this house? And he was like, this is the first time they've been able to have all this. And so then I was like, oh, okay. Okay, I hear you, Lord, I hear you.
Yeah.
And so, and also, I really had no reason to grumble because I like my job.
Right.
I like taking care of people. I just didn't like leaving him.
Right.
But also, I worked 3/12s, so I was home more days with him than I worked. And so I kept that in the back of my mind.
Right.
And we just rearranged, and we did holidays on a different day. And I planned fun things. And still to this day, I have to have something fun planned all the time. You know that about me.
Lots of excursions.
I have to go on excursions. I have to
Yes.
have vacations planned. I have to have fun things planned, even if it's something silly. And now I have a grandbaby, and we go looking for rocks, and we go painting rocks, and we do fun things. And so that's what got me through working.
Yeah.
Plus, God has blessed me with a very well-paying job, so I'm able to do fun things.
Right.
And So I've been blessed. But the Lord's not going to let me quit nursing. I have begged
about to
him for
say,
27
I
years.
remember a massage therapy,
I did.
short
I
stint
did. I
there.
quit nursing
Yeah.
for 9 months to go to massage therapy school. I was going to be a massage therapist.
Yes.
That didn't happen.
There's still some fruits of that labor, though, because now you know how to give massages.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Works for everyone.
That's right.
I think it's so clear that nursing is a calling of yours, too. So,
It is.
yeah.
It is.
I feel like there's some women who have a job they don't like, don't feel called to, and they still, need to work.
That's right.
So I feel like it's really just kind of the Lord when there is, an obvious call. It might be not easier, but you know what I mean? Just a little bit, makes a little bit more sense, I guess.
I feel compassion for women that have to work. I have a daughter-in-law that has to work, and she works Monday through Friday. And so she misses a lot of time with her baby, and she doesn't like her job.
Right.
I do feel compassion for people, and I work with people
Yeah.
that don't feel like they're working for the Lord, and they don't act like it. The Bible tells us to work in anything as if we're working for the Lord. He has us there for a reason.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what job we have. And so anything that we are doing is our calling at that moment.
Yeah, that's good.
But if you can financially handle it,
Yeah.
stay home with your baby.
Yeah.
Because that is also a calling. That is also a calling.
What got you through that season, and how did you make it out on the other side of the sleep deprivation?
I did not do it perfect. I had some unhealthy coping mechanisms that you know about. I have a testimony about some of that. I am still living through some of that. That's another story for another day. I made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. That right there.
What got me through it was the Lord. Plain and simple, the Lord. That's all there was. I messed up. I made mistakes. I didn't do it right. There were a lot of fights. There were a lot of tears. There were a lot of arguments. But looking back, it was taking it a day at a time.
Right.
I slept when I could. I worked when I had to. I cried when I needed to. What I should have done was ask for more help. I should have accepted more help. I should have had more friends. I should have reached out to people. I should have trusted more people. I didn't. I didn't trust anybody with my baby. I didn't want anybody doing anything with him. When my husband would take him to his mother's house to go play golf, I ranted and raged and pitched a fit because you are not taking my baby to your mama's when I'm working.
Yeah.
But that should have been okay.
When you are so sleep deprived, you feel nothing like yourself.
That's
either.
right.
So it's hard to make decisions.
It was.
And I just think back to when I was feeling that way, just your quality of life is so different.
It is.
In a way that, like, I look back, we took a trip to Disney and my baby slept about 0%. And I literally tear up thinking about how I felt at Disney.
Yeah.
I mean, that should have been, and it still was very fun. Like, you still make it through and, like, enjoy, you know, life. That's your life when you're in that season. But there's just so much more later to look forward to.
That's right. That's right. And you have to look forward to seeing that it's going to get better. Oh, so many times. And I think I've texted to you, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. You have to remember, it will pass.
Right.
And you're going to miss it. You're not going to miss the sleep deprivation. You're not going to miss that, but you are going to miss holding your baby.
Right.
You are going to miss being with them overnight. You are going to miss all this time that you get with them.
Right.
Because it goes by so fast. And I know you get so sick of hearing that, but it really does.
But it does.
Yeah.
That's true. So looking back now, what do you think the Lord was teaching you through that time? And how did he turn it for your good?
I think what he was teaching me is that the Bible verse, I didn't write this one down in the back, and I really should have. The theme of my life at that time was, my grace is sufficient for you. And my strength is made perfect in your weakness. Jeez. Because the weaker I felt and the weaker I got, the strength still came from somewhere.
Yes.
I was still able to carry on.
Right.
I still made meals for my family, or I still went and picked up meals for my family. We still had clean clothes.
Right.
We still had a roof over our heads. We still went to church. We still had gas in our car.
Right.
Sometimes I don't remember for days on end, and because I still got up, I still functioned. and I shouldn't have been able to, but
Well,
it was all him.
You were dealing with, was it your gallbladder
Yes.
too?
Yes.
So I feel like you've just had a very uniquely difficult experience
I did.
with sleep deprivation. Do
did.
you want to go into that at all?
I mean,
Just to get more to your,
I was very ill
what it
when
was
I was
like.
pregnant, and then
Yeah.
again after I had the baby. Also, my hemoglobin was low, and I didn't know it.
I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Yes, yes. But I didn't find out about that until they were going to take my gallbladder out. And they did the pre-op blood draw, and my hemoglobin was supremely low. I had to get a blood transfusion before they took my gallbladder out. They were like, "Aren't you tired?"
Right. Yeah, I'm really tired.
I haven't slept in 4 months. Yes, yes. But yeah, so I did have a very poor experience with all of that. But the love, the love. God told me one day, it just hit me one day, and I felt it in my soul and my spirit, and God was like, "This is how I feel about you."
Yeah.
But so much more.
Right. Exactly.
So much
yeah,
more. Yeah.
More than we can
Even
begin
imagine.
to fathom. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very sweet.
I felt like what he wanted me to know is that he is close. He never leaves me. He knows my thoughts. He knows when I fall. He knows all my faulty plans. He knows my selfishness. He knows how I would react to no sleep, begging to quit my job and stay home, being so ungrateful for everything that he blessed me with. But yet he walked me through it all, never leaving me. He never limited any of my blessings.
That's good. So I feel like you got poetry in there.
I do. I told you I'm a better writer than interviewee.
I feel that way about myself too. Yeah. Despite how difficult your experience was, you would still say that motherhood is one of the best parts of your life. Why is that?
I'm also going to read this.
Yes.
I love my children more than anything. I'm proud of them even when they fail. It has been a joy and an honor to witness their growth from babyhood to all the stages of their life now, and I am in awe of the guys that they have become. Motherhood is a purpose and a calling that some women take for granted, but I do not. I have seen what it's like when moms are selfish and cannot give of themselves to pour into their children, and I never wanted to be like that. I doubted that I wanted to become a mother because of this. I have spoken aloud my love and pride for all of my children. They are the best part of me. When I am old and feeble and maybe even dying, they will be all that's left of me. I want them to remember a mom who has always rooted for them, guided them, and tried to lead them to God and shape them into the best possible men they could be. I feel like if I don't leave behind anything else, I want them to know that they are all that I have lived for.
Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty clear.
Thank you.
So now that your newborn is a teenager, I'm scared.
You should be.
Do you think that you working full-time has had any effect on your relationship? Were there any fears that you had before that have been confirmed or denied?
That is yet to be seen.
Okay. It's still in the works.
It is still in the works. I like my teenager. I love my teenager.
Yes.
He's a booger head.
Yes, he's a teenager.
I'm not sure, so I asked him. He said that he is happy that I work, so we're not poor.
Okay. Great.
But he did elaborate. We live in County, and he sees his friends' parents struggle. And he is glad that we aren't like that.
Yeah. So you can see the fruit of your labor and understand.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah. And he also sees that he has to work.
Right.
He also sees that nothing's going to be handed to him like it is now.
Right.
He knows he can call me, "Hey, Mom, put money on my Cash App." But he knows that stops.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to grow up and make something of himself. So I have taught him work ethics.
Yeah.
I have taught him that nothing's free. I still don't know what it would have been like if I had been able to be home.
Yeah.
He's a mama's boy through and through. But our talks, I feel like we're very close. He tells me a little too much sometimes, but I'm very thankful for that.
Right.
I would much rather it be this way than not know anything. So I don't know what it I don't know what the other side would have been.
Right.
I make the time when I get home from work to go sit in his room, and I'll sit on the bed while he's playing the game until he answers me, until
Yeah.
he talks to me, until he says, "Hey, Mom, what's up?"
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell him what's up. Tell
Right.
me about your day. Tell me what's going on. What happened today?
Yeah.
And like I said, our time together is more intentional
Yeah.
because
Definitely.
because I work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess it really is just what you make of it,
Mm-hmm.
no matter how it goes.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have
Awesome
time
way.
to miss each other. Yes. Yes.
Yes. I mean, of course, obviously I stay at home, so I see the value in that, but there's also a lot of value in having parents who both work and seeing when they do become old enough to understand that they do understand. It's not like, why weren't you at home, or I don't know. So
Yeah.
it can go well either way.
That's right. Also, I'm not letting him become ungrateful.
Yeah.
I don't allow it.
Mm-hmm.
When he acts ungrateful, I call him out on it. The older two as well.
Yeah.
When they need something, I give it to them, and I give it to them gratefully. But then I say, "Hey, I didn't have to do this."
Right. That was a sacrifice.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So what has the difficulty and the beauty of your motherhood journey taught you about the Lord?
I learned that I don't have to be perfect because He works best when we're not perfect.
Yep.
I learned how to humble myself. He is in all the details. Our children belong to Him first. He taught me not to make my kids an idol. I'm to worship Him only and not my children. He is always there. He will always help. When I run out of strength or peace or patience, He has plenty to spare. It's absolutely crucial to spend time in His Word and with His people in a local church and talking to Him. There will be times when I'm completely lost or just done, and one or all three of these things will save me.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay or even necessary to ask for help. Even Jesus had His disciples to encourage Him and lift Him up. We all need people around us loving us and encouraging us and praying for us and coming over in the middle of the night, in the middle of our mess, and sometimes have to rush people to the hospital, and we need those people on speed dial who will come help us. We need each other, and God gives us people to help if we don't selfishly shut them out or isolate ourselves.
Yeah. Community has been so important, having a young baby. I mean, even just dinner. Dinner is so much more helpful than I ever realized.
Yes.
And now I understand. But that reminds me of a quote from a book I'm going to go grab. A mother who does not read her Bible on a regular basis is like a ship whose rudder has been ripped from its stern. This is the book. It was for Mama. But I think about that so often. It's really just like the first line of defense, really for anything in life.
Anything.
Anytime you're feeling just awful,
That's
or
right.
even
That's right.
even a
That's
little bit
right.
bad.
That's right.
I feel like the Lord has just honored reading, even if I don't get anything, a major theme out of it or a huge life lesson. Just that I was obedient in reading His Word, I just feel better.
That's right. That's
If
right.
He will just honor your efforts in that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That has been my go-to. For a long time, I felt guilty, and I'm like, I can't go to His Word because I have done this or I have done that. It's not about what you've done.
Right.
It's about who He is.
That's very true.
And He doesn't want you to hide yourself. In the Garden of Eden, He's like, why are you hiding from me?
Yeah.
He wants you to come to Him, no matter what you've done. He sent His Son to die for your sins so you can come to Him.
So that, right.
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. What do you wish that someone had told you when you first became a mom?
To go easy on myself, and that routines are just suggestions. Listen to your gut about your baby. Nobody knows your baby better than you. Forgive yourself. You're going to have to a lot. Ask for help and then accept it without feeling guilty. Forget perfection and focus on safety and comfort.
Yeah. Those are good. Thank you. What encouragement do you have for a mother who's in the depths of sleep deprivation right now?
Sleep when you can. Sleep when you can. Ask somebody to come over and watch the baby for you. so you can sleep without feeling guilty. Don't stand at the door and listen to see what your baby is doing. Get in the bed.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I would do. When Robbie would come home from work, I would hand him Grayson, and then I'd go and stand at the door and listen.
Right.
Instead of just going to
Yeah.
bed. I was like, I could not sleep unless I knew what the baby was doing. Enjoy the extra one-on-one time instead of worrying about sleep. Use the time to pray over your child. If it gets really bad, don't try to drive around. Keep you and your baby safe. You could always ask your doctor for tips or other moms who have been through it. White noise machine is magic.
Yes. He still uses it.
He still uses
the
it.
same
The
one.
same one.
Yeah.
The same one.
Wow. Awesome.
And lavender lotion. We use the Dove lavender baby wash and lavender lotion help Grayson and sleeping with me. Even though they don't recommend it, that's the only way he would sleep. 6 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Yep.
I would threaten,
Gosh.
don't call, don't
Right.
knock.
Yeah.
Nothing is happening. No pediatrician appointments. They would try to say, come in at 9 a.m. No.
Nope. Not going to be there.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing. 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. was our
Right.
time. Robbie was pest control. And so he would say, baby, I need to do this at 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. I would threaten death. No, not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Right.
And I felt bad because the boys would have some kind of assembly or some kind of something. And then I just didn't feel bad because that's the only time
Right.
my baby would sleep.
I mean, yeah.
You have to protect that time. When I knew that that's the only time he would sleep, that's the only time he would sleep.
Right.
And so I just quit feeling guilty. I mean, I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah. I can remember being at your house all the time during that time.
Yes.
And I wouldn't have known. Like, I feel like you handled it well.
Well, thank
from
you.
the house. You handled it well with the children.
I tried.
But I guess it's just to say that, like, if you do have older kids around, they won't remember the struggle the same way that you do. I guess just as an encouragement, it's like everyone else will still feel put together and
Nothing was put together.
yeah.
Nothing was put together. My house was not clean. You do very well with keeping your house clean. But that was not a priority for me.
Right.
We did laundry when we needed to. We did dishes when we needed to. We didn't have a dishwasher for a long time.
Really?
We just handled it.
Yeah.
But it was not perfect.
Right.
We were the house when we were having company. Everybody got up and ran around frantically. Yes, yes. But those are the memories we made.
Yeah.
When I watch a TV show now, when the family gets up and runs around because company's coming, we all laugh together because that's what we did.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what we still do.
Right.
Everybody gets up. You helped me.
I was about to say, I've been there a few
you've been
times.
there and helped me.
What encouragement do you have for a mother struggling with the idea of working full time?
You only work full time when you have a newborn if you have to. If that is something you financially have to do, because a newborn is full-time work.
Yeah.
It's something that you and your husband sit down and you pray about. If it's something that you financially have to do for whatever reason, then you pray about it. You find the best child care that you can, safe child care, preferably with a mother that you trust, like I'm doing for my daughter-in-law and son. Safe child care is your number one priority. But you only do it if you have to do it.
Yeah.
I had to do it for health care, for financial reasons. We had a new house that I demanded because I wanted to bring my baby home to a new house. But then you make the most of your time that you have with your baby when you're home. You have to do what you have to do for your family. God has that set up for some reason that way. Find the very best child care you can. Don't let anger and resentment build up. Your child will grow up with a respect for you, that you are a hardworking woman who taught him work ethics. Do everything that the Lord calls you to with joy. If you are working, God has you in that mission field for a reason. You will touch lives every day for His kingdom that you couldn't from home. And you will be lovingly providing for your family so that they wouldn't have to do without. It is a noble task. If you go to work complaining every day, your child will see it and they will probably imitate it later. and the people that you work with will also see it, and your witness for the gospel will be hindered. God is everywhere and is in everything. Let him guide all of your steps one day at a time.
That's good.
That's what I wrote.
I have a friend who had a baby in the past few months, and she was just about to go back to work. And just the first thing that came to my head was that the Lord sees her sacrifice.
That's right.
I think that's so true, too.
That's right. He has you in whatever mission field he has you in for a purpose.
Mm-hmm. When you were talking about the importance of letting someone help, when I had my son, he was born at 4 a.m., so we were up the full night before. I'm so sure I was awake for like at least 48 hours straight. And then we come home from the hospital. I just felt absolutely insane, of course, and I think every mother feels that way at the beginning. Your hormones are just so out of whack. But
they are.
I remember laying in bed, and I was like, I see how people end up in a psychiatric hospital postpartum. Like, I was starting to feel very insane. And so my parents were coming that weekend, and I ended up pumping, which there's lots of different information about it, if that's okay or not early on. It ended up being fine for me, but I would feed him, pump a bottle, put him to sleep. We went to sleep. I gave my parents my security code. They came in without waking us up, took his bassinet out here, and then so 3 hours later they fed him the bottle.
Yeah.
And so we got to sleep for, I guess, 6 hours until the next feed. So that was legitimately life-saving. I don't know what would have happened to me if they didn't do that. Yeah. So that's just to say that if you have people who are willing to help and can and you trust them, you should.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if, I don't think I had postpartum anxiety. I know some people struggle with that, and it feels like your baby's literally going to catch on fire. So I can't really relate to that. But if you can, do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And I feel like I'm not putting fathers down, but a lot of them are clueless. Yeah, because it is different, and they don't step in and help unless you ask them. And so do it. Right. Say, I need your help. I need you to come in and get the baby. Yeah. Get him and put him in the car seat and take him with you to take the kids to school, the other children. Get him and put him in the high chair and let him help you make breakfast while I take a nap.
Yeah, Blake, there was a few, this was a little bit later, but because at the beginning we would both wake up for night wakings, you know, like he would change diapers. I would just sit and wait and then feed him and then put him back down. But later I would sort of do the same thing, like after his night, bedtime feed, I would pump a bottle and then Blake would do the night feeding. So that's also helpful. Yes. And then everything just went to, craziness after that. But yeah. Back when everything was fine. Yeah. Sleep-wise.
You took turns. Yeah. That was nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome. I want to share my verses.
Oh, yeah.
I have verses for moms.
Okay.
I'm going to write a story. Verses for moms. And these would cycle through my mind. Yeah. And this was from years of me sitting down with the word by myself. And I write. That's how I remember.
This is evidence of having scripture on your heart.
That's right.
How helpful it is.
That's right. When I'm rocking the baby, when he won't sleep, these would come to my mind. And this is what kept me sane. Philippians 4:6-7. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all He has done. Then the peace of God, which transcends all human understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. 1 Peter 5:7. Give all your worries and cares to God, for He cares for you. Psalm 29:11. This is probably my favorite verse, and it always comes to my mind and heart, even now. The Lord gives strength to His people. The Lord blesses His people with peace. Isaiah 41:10. Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand. Psalm 121:1-2. I lift my eyes up to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. And Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. And so many times I would rock and rock and rock, and I would feel the peace of God flow through my body. And even though it wasn't sleep, it was rest. I would feel the peace and the rest. And sometimes I would go to work for 12 hours and don't tell the nursing board this, but I would go to work and take care of patients with just the rest of God through me. And He would get me through. And I would not feel sleep deprived. I would feel His strength and I would feel His peace, and it would get me through the day because He gives us the extraordinary strength to get His work done, taking care of our babies at home and then taking care of His people through the day, because that was my task at the time. And like I was telling Megan before, this too shall pass. To the sleep deprived, this too shall pass. So enjoy them while they're little. Because they don't stay little very long.
They do not. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But that just reminded me too of, I think we're still settling into being parents, and just the loss of autonomy, really, I guess, would be the biggest thing. I think we're still just learning, though, that we're going to have to find rest in the Lord, because sleeping is not cutting it.
Nope.
Even when now my baby does sleep, that's a lesson that we're learning, that rest really only does come from the Lord.
That's right. And peace.
And that was super applicable, obviously, when there's not sleep to be found either. But yeah.
Well, let me tell you this, and it's a scary thing, but I haven't slept through the night since I was pregnant.
We're going to cut that out. Just kidding. Cut.
We can cut that out. But I don't feel like that though.
Right.
I feel rested.
Yeah.
I feel fine.
Get used to it.
I'm full of hope.
I know.
I feel happy. I feel at peace.
Right.
But I mean, really, I get up every few hours.
Yeah.
And it's been since I was
I
pregnant.
think it's because of that.
Because
like, just got used to
my
it.
hormones and Grayson. But I'm okay with that now. Something I was so afraid of when I was young is losing my sleep. But it's not a big deal now.
Right. We have been having a lot of conversations about this because, so Blake has been doing that. He's been doing that since our son was born. And once he started to sleep, I was sleeping through the night just fine. But the past couple weeks, I would wake up and toss and turn. And I think we're just realizing that, like, teenage years really are just the best sleep you're ever going to get.
That's
and,
right.
Like, I think of, like, my dad who will wake up at 4 a.m. and can't go back to sleep. Or I have another adult friend who's, like, a mom of teenagers. And she, I don't remember if it was 2 or 4, but that's what time she wakes up every day.
Yeah.
And not, you know, by choice. I think we're just like, oh, is that us now? Are we just never going to sleep again?
You might not. You might not.
But we sleep fine, you know.
Well, I slept like that until Grayson. So
Yeah.
I got until I was 31. You're younger than me, but you had your baby. I'm going to take a nap.
Yes.
I love naps.
Yes.
I will always love
Big
naps.
napper.
I'm a big napper.
Hated that about you when I was a kid, but now
you
I understand.
Now you
Oh
understand.
man, I should have been taking those naps.
You should have.
Well, thank you so much for doing this
You're
with
welcome.
me. I
You're welcome.
enjoyed it.
I do it because I love you.
Yes, thank you.
I will write you anything you want me to write. I just don't enjoy cameras.
Well, it went very well,
Good.
and he did great.
That's right.
Well, thank you. Anyone who's still watching or listening, I pray it's an encouragement to you if you are in a season of a lack of sleep. It does end a lot sooner than
right.
you think.
That's right.
I know that's very annoying to hear because I was in your
For
spot
long,
a
you
year
won't be
ago.
able to get them up.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
That's right.
But I'm
you won't
also
be able
a little
to get
scared.
them up. No, you're not going to like it.
I'm not going to like it. But thank you for watching. We'll
right.
see you later.
Have a great day in the Lord. Amen. Hallelujah.